Hello and welcome. Today, we are going to dive deep into something that's, well, at the very core of every single achievement. It's the one thing that absolutely has to be there before anything else can even begin to grow. We're talking about the foundation of success and what it actually takes to build one that's solid. So let's just jump right in. I want you to really think about this for a second. When you look at any great success story, every comeback, every single person who did something amazing, what is the one single ingredient they all had? What's the non-negotiable? Because, it's a funny thing, when we want to change something in our lives or go after a big goal, our first instinct is almost always to look outside ourselves. We start this big search for answers, for that secret formula we're convinced someone else has. And that search, it takes us to some really good places. We read all the books, we watch the videos, we hunt down expert advice, we find mentors. And let me be super clear, all of that is amazing stuff. It's so valuable. But here's the catch. All of those things are just tools. They're not the one building the house. Think about it. You could have the best advice on the entire planet, but it's just going to be background noise if the most important person in the room doesn't actually believe in it. And yeah, that person is you. The real engine, the thing that actually drives all the change, it's not out there. It's right here. It's internal. But here's what happens. The second you decide to start relying on that internal engine, you are going to hit a wall of resistance. It's just inevitable. So it's time we talk about confronting the doubters, both the ones around you and maybe the toughest one of all, the one that lives inside your own head. Oh, you'll hear this one for sure. It might come from a friend who means well or a family member who's just trying to protect you. It's that voice that whispers, hey, maybe lower your expectations a little because, it's too hard. And then comes this guy, the voice of pure cynicism. This one doesn't even give your idea a chance to breathe. It's just a flat-out rejection, a door slamming shut in your face. Nope, it won't work. And this one, oof, this is the knockout punch. This isn't just doubt anymore. This is a direct order to give up before you've even taken a single step. It's so paralyzing because it tells you that just the effort of trying is pointless. Don't even bother. Hearing all those voices can just feel crushing. But then, if you're lucky, you get to have what I like to call the mirror moment. It's that one critical point where all that noise from the outside is suddenly silenced by a single, powerful question from within. Just let that one sink in for a second. This question, it cuts through all the noise. It forces you to face the fact that you have to be the first investor in your own dream. If you're not all in, how can you expect anyone else to be? And that realization, it changes the entire game. It's not about pretending the doubters don't exist or that it won't be hard. It's about making a decision that your own belief is going to be stronger and louder than any of their doubt. This is where the journey really begins. And look, this isn't just some feel-good abstract idea. This is a pattern you see play out in history again and again. To really show you what this looks like when it's put to the test against impossible odds, let's look at a classic example. Let's talk about Thomas Edison. Today, we see him as this incredible genius, right? But in his own time, he was surrounded by doubters. He faced nonstop criticism. One of his teachers literally told him he was too stupid to learn anything. But the key was, he absolutely refused to let those outside voices become his own inner voice. So let's put that belief into perspective. Look at this number, 10,000. Just sit with that for a moment. While he was trying to invent a working light bulb, his team went through this many versions that just didn't work. Can you imagine failing 10,000 times? What would those voices of doubt be screaming by then? And this quote, wow, this is the power of a mindset that is just completely fueled by self-belief. He didn't see 10,000 failures, he saw 10,000 steps forward. He saw data. He completely reframed the whole story. And that kind of perspective, it's only possible when your belief in where you're going is totally unshakable. So that's the big question, right? How do we get there? How do we build that kind of rock-solid, Edison-level belief in ourselves? Well, the best news is that it's not something you're born with or you're not. It's something you can build, and you can start right now. Let's get really clear on this, because it's important. Self-belief isn't some kind of magic potion. It's a muscle, just like a bicep. At first, it might feel weak, but the more you work it, the more you train it with intention, the stronger it gets. That makes it a skill you can develop, not some trait you either have or you don't. You know, we actually go way more in depth on these kinds of practical mindset shifts over on our Spotify podcast if you want to explore this stuff in a more personal way. So really, consider this whole explainer as a personal invitation. An invitation for you to stop waiting for someone else to give you permission or for that perfect moment of validation. It's an invitation to start the work yourself, to start training that muscle starting today. And your first workout, it's super simple. You don't need any special gear. It starts with just 3 ideas. First, you have to pause. Just stop. Create a quiet moment to actually hear yourself think. Second, you ask yourself that one really important question. We're about to get to it. And third, based on your honest answer, you start training. You'll know exactly what you need to work on. And here's the question. Just be honest. Do you, deep down, really and truly believe you're capable of doing the thing you want to do? Whatever your answer is, it's okay. It's not a grade. It's not a judgment. It's just your starting line. It's the data you need to know where to begin. Because here's the ultimate truth of it all. Once that foundation of belief starts getting stronger, your whole view of challenges is going to shift. The obstacles don't just vanish, but your ability to face them, it grows like crazy. Your determination, powered by that belief, becomes the strongest tool you have. And so this is where we'll end. This isn't really a conclusion. It's more like a starting block. Now that you know that self-belief is the foundation for everything else, I'm just going to leave you with this question to carry with you. What is the one action, no matter how small, that you're going to take as your next step forward?